Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely, and this is my round 3, my final round recap from the 2022 Music City Open DGPT Silver Series event. And by the way, different than my summary. I'll be doing a tournament summary later, all about the event itself. But this is the one about my recap. It's about my round and my game. And I got some good news and some bad news. And as everyone knows, you always start with the bad news. That way the person starts to feel bad when they hear the story and their heart goes out to you and they get a case of the empathies. And then once they're really feeling down in the dumps, then you drop the good news on them, right? I don't like doing things like other people. I'm starting with the good news. I cashed. And big picture, I cannot be upset cashing at a DGPT event. I mean, I just can't. As much as I want to play better, these are the best players in the world, and I'm finishing in the money, like I belong here, right? And I feel good about that. That's big picture. Okay, now for the bad news. I am the worst putter on tour. Now, I'm not being hard on myself. I'm saying there are statistics that I believe would show that I am the worst putter on tour. I haven't looked at the stats from this event yet. Maybe someone watching can look it up. But I finished in the money at this tournament, and I would be willing to bet that I think there's 118 competitors. I am not in the top 100, circle one. Now, it's not the disc. It's definitely not the disc. And the reason I say that is that this comes out of my hand clean and consistent every time. Or rather, I should say, I don't think it's the disc. But I just don't think that's the problem. I think that my body isn't moving the way it needs to in these slow, very technical, fine motor skilled movements. Now, I have a couple options. I can, if I choose, believe that at 52 years old, after doing something for decades and decades, that I'm all of a sudden going to get better if I keep doing what I'm doing. Or I can concede that I need to change something. Like, it's not just going to get better because I hope it gets better next week. I have a large enough sample size to show that more than likely, I'm probably a very good 52-year-old putter. Not good enough against the players I'm competing with. So what I need to do is make some changes to my putt, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the next couple weeks, and I'm just going to experiment and make some radical changes, because the worst that can happen, this is the nice thing about being the worst putter on tour. If I make changes, the worst that can happen is it's a lateral move. I'll still be the worst putter on tour. I can't imagine any scenario where I putted worse than I did today and still cashed. It's ridiculous. So I'll be documenting this entire thing, because I'm not going to keep doing what I'm doing, hoping it just magically gets better. That's ignorant. All right, so we'll figure out what to do. I'll keep you all in the loop, but I cashed. I'm proud of it. I feel good about it. Big picture. Hey, one highlight from the round. Hole 2, uphill hole. It's a par 4, and I threw my drive 540 feet. Uphill. Like, I'm still smashing the disc, and my sidearm is still competitive with anybody out there. And if you look at my fairways in regulation and my greens in regulation, I mean, I'm throwing the disc top 20. I truly am. And I'm putting top 100. Or at least this weekend, I think I was top 20 in some of the driving. So I feel great about everything. Need to figure out what's broke with the putting. I'm going to make some radical changes, and I'm willing to experiment. Worst that happens is it doesn't work. All right, thanks everyone.